Hello on the other side of the screen. You know what it is, man. It's time for the Makwanas Podcast. I am Nikita Makwana, and you know I'm not doing this business alone. I'm doing it with my one and only husband, Mompoloki Makwana. Papi, welcome to the Makwanas Podcast.
Thank you so much, the unconventional woman, the unconventional Nikita Makwana, the first lady herself. I'm excited.
Someone like a praise.
Someone like a praise. You know your favorite Bible verse, enter thy gates with thanksgiving. It's a very powerful one. And as soon as we started this month, the last church service, we talked much more, did you talk much more about, praise and being able to entertain that. And you've seen me that before I go to bed, I dance like no one's business. It's very, 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 very powerful.
I can't wait for the outcomes because you can never praise God and remain the same. Right?
True. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about when you were welcoming me, I was remembering a moment where you were doing your defense.
Yeah.
I remember you spend more time on typing Chinese characters, 17, 20 pages. No, honestly, I just want you to just think about it. You write those 17 pages of research, and I say, 70. It was 70.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was a lot. So I've seen you do that, and I'm just remembering the time you were doing the defense, the whole process of going through it, and I just want to acknowledge that when I was saying those praises, the unconventional woman, I wanted also to say the Chinese language educator, lecturer. It's people, they carry with them so much experience that sometimes what you see about them is just a little that they want to expose to you.
Yeah.
People are strong. Individuals are powerful. People have so much power, and that's just something that I wanted to say and to celebrate you for the journey that you are in. The human capacity. Remember last time I talked to you about the human capacity and how it can carry so much more than you can think.
Yeah.
Imagine how much work you will do and you think like you're about to die.
Yeah.
After you finish, it's like you never did any work.
Yeah.
Today, what are you working on? Today, what are you working on? You feel like, today, this one is the one that will finish my life.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow you can do more. So I just wanted to celebrate you for the commitment to grow yourself, the commitment to become the best version of yourself. And I'm just so proud of you. That's something that I wanted to share. Believe me, before we started, I didn't think of this, but it just came as you were introducing me, realizing the effort and everything you have done so far in your life. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're so sweet. I don't know. I think we should close it, isn't it?
It's done.
Yeah, it is done. I've been working on a couple of things recently, and I also know that most of these things I'm able to do them because you have been an enabling environment. Like
absorb the praise first. Absorb the praise.
But you have been an enabling environment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay for me that I'm doing good things and I appreciate that, I celebrate, but I'm also indebted to that you are cultivating an environment where I am able to become, I'm able to fly. You don't feel intimidated by anything that I do.
Yeah.
You're actually my number one cheerleader.
I'm
my number one and the unmatched coach.
Yeah.
Best husband. So really, it's always a cycle of and different factors influencing another factor.
Yeah.
So it's easy also for you to say, "Oh, my wife, you're doing great." But every time when I'm doing great, I want you to also say, "Father God, I thank you that my wife is doing great," and telling me, "My wife, you are doing great," and also to tell yourself that it's possible because I'm a good husband. So I just wanted to throw that back to you and to see this face the way that I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
Anyway.
Welcome to the Makwanas Podcast.
Welcome to the Makwanas Podcast, guys. It's been an amazing journey. We want to first start by giving. Is it first? We have been on. So we want to give a special shout out to Cresta.
Yeah.
This past episodes we have been shooting them right here in Cresta. So
From December.
From December.
Yeah.
So they've been partnering with us in the production of the Makwanas Podcast. So special thanks. Remember, it's your home away from home.
Yeah.
You're coming up in Gaborone, you have events, etc. Cresta is the place for you to go.
Yeah, true. And also you have an opportunity to partner with us. We have unlimited opportunities where you can partner with us. This coming week, which you are going to be watching it this week, the website, our website, www.themakwanas.com, will be live, where you are able to place your adverts, where you are able to share your story with us. We are a couple helped by God, and products relating family, products relating self-development, products relating education. My wife is the cheerleader when it comes to education. If I have to choose the Minister of Education, that's our Minister of Education. So anything relating to education, anything relating to development, growth, trust me, people who watch this podcast, they are just like you are watching now. They are people who want to grow. They are people who want to see things change. So reach out to us, www.themakwanas.com, and find how you can partner with us.
Amazing.
That is that, with paying the bills. Now,
Thank you for bringing that up. I shared with you that one of my colleagues asked me about the podcast, like, we usually watch your podcast. Wow, when is the next one dropping?
Yes.
I was like, okay. So people really watch what we are doing, and also we want to give special shout out to everybody who watches the Makwanas Podcast and who leave us messages and who encourage us in various ways. Let me also encourage you right now to hit the subscribe button. It really plays a big role in how far the podcast goes. So if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. If you have not shared our content with your friends who need it, make sure that you do that right here, right now. And for doing that, I celebrate you.
Thank you. All right. I want us today to start with something that is bubbling in my spirit, which is a very important component as I was reflecting on my journey of speaking, reflecting on the days that I'll go out there to speak. And, you know, the only thing, I'm not a motivational speaker. And then it's coffee and some water. Appreciative because that was the process. But when you look back, and in that, I remember I once received a call from people who really dearly love me, and this is something that you shared earlier on in the unconventional class. I was listening, although I was not inside the class.
You have to pay.
Yes, I'll pay.
Promise.
I promise you guys that you will pay for me for this podcast. So you talked about something that sometimes people, you were answering one of your unconventional person in the mentees, and you were saying sometimes people love you so much that they will their love hinders your growth. Their love can hinder your progress. I remember in this journey, there was even one of my brothers. I love him so much. He took care of me before I could find jobs and be who I am. And he called me and he asked me an honest question. Do you think this thing will pay off? Do you think this thing will pay off? I know it's something that the Americans are doing. I know it's something that people are doing. Do you think this thing will pay off? And this question is not only focused on me. It may be focused on you as our dear viewer today, right? It may be focused on you on the Makwanas Podcast family today, that people are asking you a question, and honestly, you don't have the answer, but deep in you, you believe this thing will pay off. I think this is a good topic to venture in.
It is, and actually maybe to just break the ground for somebody who's joining it from the middle, who didn't attend the unconventional second like you did. We were actually talking about what I call enemies of our dreams, or killers of our dreams. Sometimes you have these dreams, you have this vision, you have this idea that you would like to, to establish, that you'd love to launch. While you are actually about to do it, you start asking people for their opinions. Hey, should I do this? Do you guys really think I can do this, right? Those are some of the conversations that you, thank you, madam. Those are some of the conversations that you start having with people around you. And sometimes you are not even asking questions, and people start giving you advices, recommendations, and all these things. to say, no, you can't do that because there are no jobs related to
Yeah.
that cause. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Don't you know that somebody wanted to go to the moon and they also died?
Yeah.
People usually ask these questions because they care a lot about
True.
us. They don't
True.
want you to be in danger.
True.
This is very common in people who love us.
True.
And I want us to think about it that way, because in the morning I said one of the killers of dreams is sharing your dreams with small-minded people who are just small-minded, you know, they just don't care about life. They don't have dreams for themselves. So once you share them, they kill them. They tell you, no, you can't do that. You know, there is a problem with your leg. Remember that your eyes, they are not straight.
Yeah.
You know, you have a big forehead. You can't make it. Your skin is dark. You can't make it on TV. You know, you need to be a little bit fat or slim. You can't, you know, all those kind. You can't.
What did they say you can't do when you were growing up? What did they say you can't do when you were growing up?
They said a lot of things. I think for me, it's actually a deeper thing, if you ask me.
Oh, maybe
Well,
you don't. You're not doing.
Not that I'm not ready. I'm very, very ready.
Okay.
I shared this also in different programs.
Yeah.
Looking at how I was groomed, I grew up in a shabin. I don't know if you guys know what a shabin is. That's one, in my language you call it sport. It's like a bar in the home.
Yeah.
So you know when there is a shabin, you see people coming from different places to drink alcohol there. Sometimes I would be the one who sells alcohol all the way up to the morning.
Me
up
too.
to 4
Maybe
a.m.
we're groomed for each other.
Yeah, we're groomed for each other. Why are you making it personal? So I used to hear people who come to drink, and people like our neighbors, that they will sometimes say things like, you know, this kid who is very brilliant, but she won't go anyway because of how
this.
she's
The
raised.
environment.
The environment where I was groomed. People looked at what was going on then, and then they made final decisions about my life. And surprisingly, I started to believe a lot of things that those people were saying. I just thought, well, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not this. And sometimes I also had, you know, people asking a lot of questions. You know, I was raised by my stepdad.
Yeah.
And I have also my
Biological father.
My biological father. My stepdad always loved me so much that I never even thought of what a stepchild is. I actually found out from
people outside.
And they will say things like, hey, you know, kids like this are like this, they're like this, they're like that. They made final conclusions about, never conclude, basically. And I was a little girl. Imagine at 7 years, at 6, at 8, at 10, at 11, people talking about how you are also end up going to drink and you are going to be a criminal.
The destiny is like, for sure, this route.
Like, for sure, that's the route. But I also want to give special thanks to the church where I grew up in, and the people that really took me in and kind of washed that kind of mindset. I feel like Bishop Noah Mosiah and my Bishop Noah Mosiah, they played a big role in helping me to detox from those kind of ideas, those kind of thoughts, right? So that was just something in my childhood. I also experienced the same when I was pursuing my career in the Chinese field. People were like, what are you going to do with Chinese, Nikita? Why don't you go for NES? Why don't you do this? Do you want to work in a shop? They had those kind of mindsets talking me out of what I had as a dream, right? To say, no, you can't do that. And sometimes, you know, even people wanted to pray for me because they thought I have a problem. I'm not taking their advices. Then that was my dream. They loved me so much to recommend things for me. Right? So that is love in play, to say, no, don't risk your life with this thing.
Just do what's be safe.
Be safe.
Play it
right?
safe, yeah.
Play it safe.
Yeah.
And for some people, Papi, they were saying those things because other things, like especially from my childhood, because they have an experience of what happens to kids who grew up in a shabin.
So at least just find a job. Not difficult. After here, you have to struggle. But find a job to change back at home. Now your destiny is not even a destiny, it's a future tied to the past.
Yes.
Hey, most futures are kidnapped by the past.
Yeah. You can't be anything except this.
I drove you to that element because I was coming into the conversation of the process.
I didn't see us going that route.
No, I wanted to share something personal there that someone will take as a takeaway. People who are at the crossroads right now, not sure, okay, is this the right thing? It does not have to be the right thing for your parent. It does not have to be the right thing for your mentor. It does not have to be the right thing for your teachers. Sometimes you alone see it, but you can't translate it much better than it is. If you had asked the guy 10 years ago who was just a speaker going around BURS, different institutions, speaking in their wellness day, beautiful journey, taking pictures, not paid, just exposing himself, and you're asking, would you see yourself at today here doing the work you do? I would be lying. I knew it was gonna pay off.
Yeah, but, it didn't
but
have
even the
picture of
payoff,
how.
it was not really as clear as it is right now. I want to talk to people regarding the process.
Yeah.
The process is something we can't run away from.
Yeah.
And the only time you are sure about your future turning out the way you picture it is being able to pay the price for the process. Being willing, which is let's break it down, being willing to give yourself some time. Being patient with yourself. Not patient and then later on 3 years depression, 4 years of stress. No, being really patient and knowing that with your journey, and knowing that as you are putting one block after the other, you are making progress. You are making progress, and it's important that people know this, because the mistake we do is, although we are making progress, now we are looking at others who are supposed to be our age mates, others who are supposed to be our colleagues, what they drive, where they've been holiday, and now that patience is thrown out of the window. If you can teach yourself to regulate that patience for yourself in the journey that you are evolving into something powerful, you're evolving in something beautiful, and no matter what the next person is doing, you can celebrate from a place of getting inspiration, not from a place of now it defining your process. Earlier on today, I shared something. I said, don't disqualify yourself today for tomorrow. Don't disqualify your aspirations today for tomorrow. I said, because tomorrow you will have rich experience. Tomorrow you will have better people around you. Tomorrow you will have better skill set. Tomorrow you will have better information. And like the saying goes, if we knew better, we could do better. Some of you have been putting in the effort and the work. It will take just one person that you don't even know for the breakthrough. It will take just one book for the breakthrough. It will take just one element for the breakthrough. You don't have to start the process again. Don't jump, don't shift lanes. Don't jump from one lane to the next.
Absolutely.
Right? So I want people to just, this week, if there's anything to get from this podcast, just be patient with yourself.
I want also to come and touch that from a personal experience
Yeah.
that I've had with you and this word.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you taking that word personally in your personal life, right?
And the first time we started dating,
The first time we started.
did you think like I was maybe buying my way out? With just, let's hear. Why are you laughing like that? Patient with yourself. I give out the patience. They say now. I give out the patience. You know, sometimes people just buy their time. They buy opportunities like, no, don't worry, I'm still fixing that. Yes.
Who was I?
You were saying, you have seen me take the word personal about being patient. And I was telling you, I know I had to say, hey, baby, you know what? I'm patient with myself.
Yes. I actually, before we go to that serious thing, I want to say something, right?
Yeah.
That time, you when we were dating, the first time, okay, let me tell you, the first time I met my husband.
Oh, I was your boyfriend.
Oh, you're my boyfriend.
Yes.
He promised me, he said that he's going to come back to my home so that he marries me. We had just only seen each other for the day. But I'm only shy.
I'm just thinking of the day. It was just even 3 days that I've got to see you, and we're having coffee, dinner.
No, let me talk about it. It was not for you to
tell.
Let me tell it.
I was the one telling it.
So I met him. I'm actually going there with a friend. We never talk about how we met, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in more details the other time. So we just met through a friend who was by then my colleague. We met at work, and then that's how he was like, oh, I'm actually at Mount Lodge, so you can come and all that. And then I decided to go, and then that's how I got to meet you. You came there for a speaking gig.
Yeah.
You came for me. Okay?
Yeah, I did. You didn't go back to China for me.
I'm still telling my story. You're disturbing me. So, on that day, he promised us, like, I'm gonna after a long discussion, right? And then in the morning,
Very long.
You were going, and then you said, "No, let me finish." And then you promised that you're gonna marry me. In my mind, I was like, guy, hey, but man, so that I make the bad decisions, but never.
I remember.
And then we started dating after some time.
Yeah.
So while we were dating, you wanted to marry me, but I asked you a question that when are we going to get married?
Yeah.
And then you said something like in 5 years.
3 years, 2 years.
No, I remember I'm the one that was receiving the promise. So don't fix it. Guy wanted to marry me after 5 years, and I'm thinking it takes 5 years to do an engineering course. What am I? I didn't buy the idea. Not because I wanted it to be fast, but I just understood the importance of intentionality in decision making. And actually, when I figured out that you are a coach, and I went to find out who your father is, and I found who is now also my dad today, Prophet B.F. Rams. He teaches a lot about setting goals, putting date to
Put the
dream.
date down, yeah.
And then I figured that in your personal life, you had timelines to say, I want to finish writing this book this day. I want to do this thing this time.
I want to reach the top one was 100,000 in 2020.
Yes, you wanted to have 100,000
for TV show.
For the TV show that you sold, right? Well, yeah.
And I did.
Yeah, and the team that you're producing with.
Yes.
So you ended up getting that. So when I came back to you, I said, based on what I know about the way you make decisions, you have deadline for everything. So worrying, when are we getting married?
But marriage was there without a date.
It was there without a date. And then I said, I want to know, what does it take to get married? Have you thought about it? And why is it that with marriage you don't have a date? Is it because you want to achieve all these things and then marriage later? Because I heard that. And then by that time you also had the slogan that I am patient with myself. This is where I want us to come now to drill to.
Powerful way of getting to that.
I know. You said you are patient with yourself, and really you were. I saw how you were coming up with every project saying, God, I know you're going to come for me, right? But I don't want somebody who is listening to us and think they are patient with themselves, they are patient with that boyfriend that they've been dating for years. They are patient with those things that are actually the devil's trick to cause them
keep
delay.
You there.
To keep you in the same job, to keep you stagnant, to keep you poor. That's where I want to go. Patient with yourself. I want us to
Does not
describe
mean.
I want somebody to understand what it means to be patient with themselves. What does it mean to even be patient with the next person? Because in the experience that I just shared with them, is an experience that I want to call them to action.
So it shouldn't, being patient with yourself shouldn't be an excuse for putting in the work, an excuse for laziness, an excuse for not setting deadlines, an excuse for not making effort. And you realize that there are things that you know you have been putting in the work. There are things you know you have been truly, when you are putting the work, you honestly know you are putting in the work, right? So I think, like you were saying, it's a very powerful, enlightening insight that my wife is bringing here, that being patient with yourself should not reduce your dreams to be in places you are not loved, not to be in places you are not appreciated. There is patience even in the good. It does not have to be a patient of crying. For 2 years, it's that enough. So I think that's a good one, and I'm sure our dear listeners are able to titrate the difference between that it's not a relegation for you not doing the work and putting yourself out there, because even after you challenged me for the year that I have to put to say this is the year we're going to get married, even within that time frame I was patient with myself, and that patient was different than the person who have not set the date. So there was an upgrade patience with myself. Thank you. So it should constantly be upgraded to a next level, that even when someone is coming after 5 years, yes, we see you are patient, now you have built a one room. That's patience, that's progress. So we can say it, and with confidence, it should be a progressive patience with yourself.
Thank you. You've said it all.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want people to, because guys, excuse me, I'm a transformational coach, and I've seen some of these words that we share, or that people listen maybe to motivational speakers, to coaches, and then they're just going to go sit back and say, why are you not studying? I'm patient with myself. This is not what we are talking about.
Yeah.
We are talking about the patience that empowers you to make the right decisions for your life. We are talking about being patient with your personal journey without having to compare where you are in your life with somebody else's life. That's the kind of patience that we are talking about. We are talking about the kind of patience where you say, oh, this is the bigger picture. I want to have a home of my own. I want to have a family of my own. I want to run a business. Which one must I prioritize? That's the patience that we are talking about. Not where you just go, sit back, do nothing about your life and say, oh, I'm still thinking about it. I'm actually patient with myself. And I don't want you to take that word now when people are trying to advise you to do the right thing.
No, you guys don't know.
Oh no, I'm still patient with myself. I am not supporting that. So what I wanted, because I understand this, Papi, you have been in this speaking field for so long. I have seen you coaching people producing results and coaching people who don't produce results. Based on the experience and that observation, I realized that others were too patient, while others had a sense of agency.
Yeah.
You know, in life you can be patient with your journey to say that one day I'll get there. That doesn't mean you should sit back, no sense of agency, no decision making, no risk taking. That's not the kind of patience that we are talking about. And I feel like for me, just having this discussion with you, this is it. This is it for the week. This is it for the month. This is it for the year. Be patient with yourself, but don't just sit without goals. Don't just sit without plans, without agency, without actions, without asking for help in areas where you can't. And let me also throw this. We share these things in depth in our mentorship programs. So if you want to be mentored, you want to be coached,
one-on-one coaching, group coaching,
contact us. Contact us. Recently we've been sharing this, like he rightfully said, at the unconventional circle, going deeper, bringing in the psychology of decision making. Why do you behave the way that you behave?
What happened to you?
What happened to you? We talk about these things in depth,
and I enjoyed them. So make sure you do sign up for the unconventional circle that is going on www.nikitamakwana.com. Teachers, we are back. Since 2020, we have launched Teach to Impact. Teach to Impact now is an independent institution. 2019 is an independent institution that is focusing on transforming teachers. We are transforming teachers, mindset-wise, financial-wise, decision-making-wise. Teachers are experiencing massive growth in their lives. Why? Because of the coaching that we do, because of the expertise that we are bringing to them. So do sign up. We have released now a product called the Transformational Teachers Program, which is running for 1 month only. 1 month only. You join virtually every week, and you are learning this personal development. You are learning financial management. You are learning communication skills. I can tell you, and I've been seeing someone asking me, what's the benefit from this thing? I've seen teachers from our program writing books. I've seen them starting businesses. That's supposed to be you. You are supposed to be that. Our tagline is, we don't just teach, we teach to impact. We want to see your life different. Remember also, we have another program. Botswana Agriculture Summit is coming on the 25th to 26th of April. As we speak, the advert is running. Thank you for those who have already reserved. We are grateful for speakers who have already confirmed. We are grateful for sponsors who have already come on board. So please don't miss out. It's a gathering of farmers, aspirational farmers, students. Already you are a farmer. Please come and learn on how all of us coming together, we can chat a conversation regarding sustainability, the land we have today, and regarding feeding our nation, food security. We want to chant the way forward on food security. So make sure you come and let your voice be heard. It's going to be amazing ones. Remember also, our next program is the Master Public Speaking Program, which is consistently on www.publicspeakingprogram.com. Go and register there and be a part of the unconventional people who are speaking and changing lives in an unconventional way.
Amazing. Thank you so much for bringing that up. We also want to, once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for celebrating us. As a family, we are committed to meeting our people, our professionals halfway, through transformation and all the events that we have been hosting, they have been chanting a way for transformation, for growth, for prosperity, for sustainability. And we want to give special thanks to all sponsors who are on board working with us in all our projects. We also want to give God the glory because He's the one who gives us these ideas. Remember, His word says that we have a sound mind. That is the reality in our family.
Yeah.
And I also want to give special thanks to my husband,
Amen.
who has been, nothing but amazing and a great leader to follow, a great leader to partner with in all these projects. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Makwanas Podcast. Remember to like, to subscribe, to share, to comment. Looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. And thank you to our special team behind the camera, Immortal Memories. They're doing an amazing job. You've seen our videos, you've seen our photos, and we are looking so fly because of them. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode. It's a bye for now.